my hot date. Look at those sexy undies. Oh yeah. Me. And let's go into the room. This is the Villanova. Let's get up close here. Villanova right on the beach. Gorgeous view. Waking up to this would not suck every morning. There's our little room 17. Oh, Stevie stinky room. Oh my god. That stinks. Our washroom. And Johnny's smell-free room.
It doesn't stink anymore.
Are you kidding? You cannot smell your own after. It reeks in here. This room is holding it.
Yeah, come back. I got one for you.
No, I ain't coming back at all. I suppose I had something to battle you with.
Stevie living the life, figuring out the camera. Always doing something with technology, eh?
Oh, always.
Johnny always looking to entertain somebody.
Yep.
You know, this place was great. Villanova was great.
Wasaga Beach in the morning. Not too many people around. Just perfect. Missed the sunrise by a little bit. But oh well. Let's go get some breakfast.
Stevie, hey! Check my camera. The angle.
Way up. Hold on.
You're good.
Thank you. Tight?
Yeah. Somewhat, like it's tight enough.
They treated us well.
It was so nice, and like being able to see the beach from the patio.
We had the best. I think this is the best spot for the price, location, quality of the room, and how nice they were. Like,
yeah,
you know,
it was a magical experience.
This is a 2-bedroom kind of thing. The only thing that sucks in this 2-bedroom in the heat, especially if you have this bedroom back here, is you're stuck. You're stuck in here when your roommate starts unloading bombs. you're stuck, and you gotta walk through the bombs to get to the fresh air.
Yeah. If I cracked one in my room and then opened the door, the wind will definitely
send it right back to my little cubby hole. I'd be dead, and then I'd still have to eat it on the way out to get to the fresh air. You won this one.
Man.
This one you won.
He made a big deal out of it.
This one
and you made a comment about that when you walked into the room. You're like, "This is Stevie's stinky room." I think I cracked one maybe 20 or 30 minutes before that.
Yeah.
That's why I was sitting on the patio.
Good morning!
Wow.
And then this one here was a trade. I did a roof. Jewish fella in Toronto, and he had this for sale. Asking $5,500 for this, I think it was. Brand newly built. Had like, I don't think like 90 kilometers on it.
Yeah.
You know, on a new build or whatever, apparently, or rebuild. And I ended up doing his roof, trading him the roof. He paid for I got the bike, plus he gave me enough money to pay for my labor, my materials, and a little bit extra. So I'm pretty much, instead of taking my profit in cash, I took it in a motorcycle.
Nice.
Pretty much. And I kept it for what, 2-3 years probably.
Yeah.
And then I sold it.
Had a good deal of fun on it.
Killer time.
Yeah.
Barely put any money into it. Like there was nothing really to do.
Yeah.
And I think I sold it for $3,500 or $3,000.
Yeah.
$3,300. $3,000 to $3,500, something like that. Look, all this right now, like, oh no, that's not the beach part. The beach is one street over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Villanova will still be there if the water rises.
Yeah,
But that
hopefully.
parking lot will be gone and the nightclub will be gone. Yeah, since me and Steve and I last been here, the water level has come up and the beach has shrunk, so they have to push. Literally, there's one more road to the left of us, and they've pushed the sand up to cover the road nowadays. If you've ever been there, this is
That's wild.
amazing. Look at that.
That was a great time. I will definitely.
This one we were going for dinner, no?
No, this was in the morning.
Oh, this morning.
Yeah, the next day we got up and we hopped on the bikes to go look for breakfast. Couldn't find the damn thing
everything
open.
was closed. Even Tim Hortons, I think, was closed.
So you lean over to me and say, "Hey, let's just go back and get our shit and get out of here."
Oh, we did?
Yep. We went back, checked out, took off. And it was an epic tour for us, especially at that time. Like,
We go down the beach here, down low.
yeah.
And
We go to the beach. We go to the provincial park too.
Yeah, and this is where the water levels come up now.
That's wild. I'm gonna take a run up there. I haven't been there in a
Yeah,
while.
go check it out, bro.
Once I get my forks fixed, honestly, driving with like beat up front forks, like having a beat up rear end is bad because then you have a lot of pressure on your spine. But having a beat up set of forks, man, it honestly, my shoulders get to feeling like I've been handling a jackhammer.
Yeah.
It's not cool, and I hate that. It's like now in the middle of the riding season, I want to ride all the time.
This is the best time to ride right here.
Oh, it's so good.
Look at this.
Early morning is so beautiful.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, there's one up the road, though. You'll see there's a gas station, Tim Hortons, McDonald's, everything. Yeah. Let's go see the beaches, and then we'll have some breakfast there. Oh, damn.
Take a beat on my bike.
Let's go check out the beaches. Let's hang back.
I need gas though, eh?
How back are you?
Probably got enough to do beaches. No other gas stations close by.
Yeah, well, there is.
There's a choice we're making. I love that song, eh? They've been so many talented people in one fucking room. They coordinated such a quick song.
Yeah.
Woo! Suzuki Symphony. I feel good today, buddy.
Yeah, same here.
Did I tell you the story about how I brought this bike home? I had almost a similar kind of a story to you and the CBR.
No.
I bought this from a guy in, I think it was called Port
I'm
Hope.
gonna edit that
But-
part out.
Cool, sorry.
Yep, and the Beaver Tails place and every other establishment.
But Tim
on this
Hortons, you
trip.
think would have been open.
Yeah,
But no. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
but yeah, no, I got it from a guy near to Port Hope, but it wasn't really Port Hope because Port Hope is on the lake and he was quite significant ways
Further.
north of the lake, so it was crazy. We went, yeah, we went and I had some friends with me that were kind enough to take me there. And by the time we got there, it was like evening. You know, we had left in the afternoon, and it had gotten dark. So basically, I just got to see with the last daylight, got to see the bike. A guy reluctantly let me test drive it. Like I took it to the end of the block and back. And
I didn't remember you telling me the guys were being very weird. about
he
the
was,
guys.
yeah, he was quite strange. But then again, I showed up with two friends too, and in the like,
Oh, so you thought, and at
in
nighttime
the
you thought
dark,
maybe he was gonna
yeah.
get pumped for his bike.
yeah, which you know,
Yeah, not in this day and age.
it's
there's
fair
no
enough.
Yeah.
And in the middle of like, literally in the middle of nowhere, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I bought the bike, and it was a very nice bike actually. It was good, in very good condition. I thought at the time, I think I bought it with like 60,000 kilometers.
Yep.
So at the time I thought, oh, this is fairly high, and then I realized that it was not high at all. For these bikes, I don't think 100 is like bad if it's well maintained.
Yeah, if it's
honestly.
maintained, yeah.
Like mine, I bought mine with the one I have right now with 105.
This is that little park.
This
I guess a little sandy road, so go ahead soon.
something really beautiful. So yeah, so I drove it home. I had just gotten my license, and that was like the longest trip I could imagine. Well, it was the longest trip I'd ever taken on a
What'd
motorcycle.
you do? Keep the guy's plates on it?
Yeah, which
Worked out a deal with
he
him?
was a.
Worked out a deal with him. He was okay with it.
Yeah, that was a real arm twister too. Like I really had to talk him into it, and then he's like, "Okay, well, you get home, take it off, and cut it up into pieces, and send me a picture, or I'm gonna call the cop." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine."
See, my guy wanted me to mail it back to him.
Yeah. I said, "Look, buddy, if you want to sell this bike, right? So I need to take this thing home. I'm not coming all the way back to middle of."
Yeah. Can I make a confession? I never mailed the guy's plate back. I never used it for anything. I literally drove it home.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got home the next day, I went to the ministry and traded my bike.
Yeah,
under my name.
Yeah.
But I had it there to ship back to him, and I never did. And I felt kind of bad for it, but at the end of the day, I'm like,
Same here.
he was a restaurant owner.
Yeah.
And he was getting divorced and liquidating everything and clearing everything out. And, you know,
Getting pretty. I
one
love
person's
Collingwood.
misfortune is another person's fortune, I guess.
Yep.
Or something like that. Or
Used to come here as a kid.
but that's why I got the bike so cheap and without an argument, and he sent me home with the plate.
Yeah.
But I just felt bad I never sent it back to him, but hey, can't cry over spilled milk. So that's my
You wanna
confession.
go to
I've
Blue
only had
Mountain?
since I bought that bike so long ago. That was my first bike a long time ago, so
Yeah.
now I can go to hell
You know the way?
comfortably. You know? But this was nice here.
No big deal. Well, the point is, you weren't, the idea wasn't to take the bike and then go rack up charges on the 407.
No,
Go,
commit robbery to the license plate.
be associated with some crime or something. I don't know. Otherwise,
literally just to get
I mean,
home, so I wouldn't have to tow it or
riding.
anything.
Like the thing is that especially that it's plates for that bike.
Yeah, well, put
Right.
it this way: if he said no to the plates, then Sean would have had to ride that bike with no plates,
Yeah.
and he still would have made it. You know, it was just easier and better, and I thank him that he let me do it. I felt bad. I didn't send it back.
Yeah.
I keep my word, but
Yeah, I did
throw them out. I did break them and throw them out.
Yeah.
Cut them up, throw them out eventually. But
That's what Buddy asked me to do, and that's what I did. And funny thing is, after being such a squirrel about the whole thing, like just being like unfriendly and even like downright like kind of insulting at some point, just for no reason at all. But
we don't get many people out there.
yeah, it was him and his
In the
dog.
boonies, yeah.
The way he talked to his dog, that was definitely his.
His bitch.
Well, I was gonna say his main source of conversation. So,
Yeah.
but I took the plates, broke them up, and sent him a picture, and then the next day he sends me a text saying, "Oh,
Yeah, check it on the back.
I really missed the big shiny girl or something," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, I missed the $3,000 I gave you, pal. So
I'll
where
trade
you
you.
at?" Yeah,
I'll trade you $3,000 and you can have a ride.
yeah.
Take out the bag and check it.
See this right here?
What I mean.
This is all sand now.
Drag it on the wheel. You gotta
So you see where they're walking?
Yeah.
When I went, the sand was up to there then. So you're riding right by people's heads where those pillars are, where those concrete things are.
Yeah.
Now this is all sand. The water is now pushed up to where that first barrier is. The water is further up.
Wow.
Crazy, eh?
It is.
Always an adventure, buddy.
The real impact of.
You
Yeah,
can't
now you're
drive
good.
anymore.
Now you're like
You have video
this
footage
far.
of us driving where there's no longer a road.
That's amazing.
And
Well,
if you,
I mean,
and
sad.
only in what 3-4
But
years.
you're like
Yeah.
you're like a foot above it now, so
Craziness.
That must make that road over there super busy.
It's crazy.
Be impossible. It's impossible to get through
There'll be
here.
no more bicycle or car show down here.
No.
There's all sand now.
Wow.
Well, the last time I was there, literally our towel. You see where you're riding? You see where those yellow concrete things are?
Yeah.
Our towel was right there.
Wow.
There was sand on there. Right on this video, there's no sand.
Yeah.
There was sand up to there. Now they've gone even further.
Quite hear you.
Well, I'm not talking to you, Siri, but thank you very much. But yeah.
Wow, it's funny. I see some of my facial expressions. I realize that's one thing I'm actually pretty good at is that in recording myself, like I don't feel honestly that great about how I look, obviously, but I don't really let that stop me. Obviously, I'm gonna make a video to say something. I look like how I look. This is, you know, this is my beach body. My body at the beach is my beach body. You know, like obviously, I'm not. I'm not saying that I'm proud of how I look, but I am who I am, and I'm, you know, doing my best. So.
You're not,
But,
supposed to judge a book.
Yeah,
by
now
its
you're
cover, that's
good.
first and
Even
foremost.
when you're
That's
leaning
it.
back now, there's
Yeah,
about this
so
I
much
am
room.
definitely not what you know, until I open my mouth, people, I can tell how people react to me by looking at me, and they're like, until I open my mouth and say something.
But that's how society has programmed them to be.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You know what I mean? It's just,
And yeah, and that's
it is-
everybody.
it is-
Everybody,
it is what it
everybody is.
Yeah, it's not. They're not just selecting you. It's
No, of course.
everybody.
Yeah.
That comes around. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's a miseducation.
Yeah,
It's just like racism, and it's just like
that's right.
hateful crimes against other whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just miseducation.
It is.
And the only way to fix it is by education. You know.
Yeah, you know,
You're educated.
honestly, that's I personally I totally agree with that. I think that the most important way to eradicate racism, or, you know, reduce its, like, seemingly is that it's spreading, but I don't think it's spreading. I think it's just become more vocal. Like, it's always been there, and now people are talking and showing their true colors. And to be honest with you, from my own experience, the more people that I have met and had dealings with, the less prejudice I've become, because people, you never know who is going to be the one, going to be the person that's bad to you. And from my experience, it's never the ones that you would, you know, superficially sort of think, oh, they must be, you know, some big scary person probably isn't big and scary at all. And the
Yes.
little unassuming one is the one that's going to be someone, you know, someone you would consider to be respectable, or you know, and for whatever criteria you're using, whether it be race, heaven forbid, or even clothes and appearance, like, you know, to assume that someone that's got nice clothes and well dressed and presentable and whatnot, and they come up to you and you think they're not the one that's going to cheat you, you know, the guy with tattoos, or the big scary man with a beard and tattoos, and, you know, kind of smells funny, or, you know, the person
Smells
from
funny, like what do you mean, like cannabis?
like, well, I was gonna say,
because my niece and nephew used to go stinky Uncle John.
that's
But
hilarious.
it's just Johnny smokes, just Johnny smokes.
Well, I was gonna say, or, you know, like, smells funny, like he's been riding his motorcycle for 2 or 3 days and
True.
hasn't really washed his clothes.
That's
Smelling
true.
like, so what was there was a recipe that I figured out of what riding a motorcycle smells like.
Gasoline,
Sweat,
Sun.
leather, and road grime.
yeah. And you know the saying, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
So I'm checking this Lee Monroe's garage in Paris here, the website where I showed you that Harley that was there.
Yeah.
It's not here anymore. But they do have a couple of cool things. But they have a 2017 Kawasaki Volta 900. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, apparently the 900s are very nice.
There's no price on it. They got a 2014 Ducati Hypermotard SP. Cool little fun bike for sure.
I probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't buy that.
For me, I would like to
you
get a
know-
dirt bike, but
you know-
I don't think that's a dirt bike.
No, you know what this is good for? 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good sitting position.
ADD light, yeah.
It's nice, you know.
Yeah.
But the Harley's gone. That's it. It doesn't have to be that way, Stevie.
Honestly, I'm of the mind that I would like to have 4 bikes. if ever the
Cool.
situation will allow that, you know, to have the space and obviously the funds to have. But I think it would be nice to have a cruiser.
Gorgeous ride, man. Mountains to the left of you, lakes to the right. Here I am.
Like a general rip around
Yep.
bike, like,
That would be my Softail Deluxe.
yeah, a cruiser. Now I sit on the fence and I sort of like cruising, like something a little bit fast, a little bit loud, a little bit obnoxious. You don't want to ride it too far. But I definitely think that you should have like a tour. Like, I'm on the fence about whether those two should be the same bike or not. But to be honest, having a tour with like luggage capacity makes for a pretty practical running around vehicle. You know what I mean? You can go and get some groceries on a bagger.
Yeah, I like. I know maybe they're not installing anymore, but choppers.
Yeah, choppers are cool.
You know, like you're not gonna ride it all day.
No.
You're gonna go to a car show or a bike show. You're gonna go down to the bar, down to the main street strip or the beach strip, and flash it off. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like you need. I think every bike garage should have a nice custom chopper.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be OCC or anything crazy like that. Just a nice custom chopper.
Yeah.
Then I think, like you said, something you could tour on.
Tour slash cruiser.
For me, like like the electric glides and stuff, and then road glides, those are nice, but a little big for me, and I don't really care for the radio and stuff like that. So the Softa Deluxe has that elegance that I like.
Yeah.
And it's got the saddlebags you can
And a
still
windshield.
carry. It's got the windshield, the fender, suspension. That'd be perfect for me to travel everywhere else.
That's why I was saying about like tour slash cruiser, because to be honest, a cruiser can be a tour.
And you know this, like even the Softa or any cruiser really, you take the bags off, you take the windshield off, you got a whole different bike.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a whole different look.
Yeah, and there's your cruiser that you can just.
Yeah. Oh, what's that?
My GoPro.
Oh, the GoPro fell off. Yeah.
Or not GoPro, sorry, my action camera.
And then I think a crotch rocket.
Yes, and a dirt bike.
Because you need to go fast at some point.
Yep.
And it's just nice to change riding position to something totally different.
Yep. 100%.
And then obviously a dirt bike. So and maybe not just a full out dirt bike like you said, but maybe like an enduro. Yeah. Or like one of those 4-strokes. Yamaha
or something wild like a scrambler. Maybe, but it would have to have clearance enough. I want a dirt bike. I want to hop curbs like these.
Yeah.
I want to be able to like go and ride. I want to ride my dirt bike like I would drive a Jeep.
You can do that. Like those Yamaha 450s or whatever they are. The 4-strokes, you can do that.
I think that would be the one I would go for.
They're not a 2-stroke. They're not loud. Their emissions are good. They're road legal. And you literally can be on the road and then hop off the road.
Yeah.
And like that, it serves multi-purpose. You can ride it legally.
One with a headlight and signals that was road legal. That would be the ultimate. It would be very cool. That
armor roll on the tires really held up, eh? when the sun hits the tires, it really shines.
Yeah.
I remember I spent a good chunk of time cleaning that bike to make sure it was ready for the ride.
And me being me, I probably spent very little.
Well, those spokes were a bugger to clean.
Oh, for sure.
But let me tell you, there's a lot of motivation and ambition in getting it clean for the ride.
Yeah.
But coming back from the ride, there's no motivation or ambition to clean it after.
Nope.
Until the next ride, then you got to clean it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to keep my bike.
Well, you
cleaner.
learn quick that the bugs come off easier if you get them quicker.
Yeah,
if you let them
that's
bake
right.
and roast, then it's no good. So look side by side here.
Yep. I like it.
I mean, to me, it was just fun. It was like there's no really harm right now. I'm not gonna cut over and kill you. You're not gonna cut over and kill me.
And like, if worst came to worst, if one of us ran out of gas, we could like put our foot on the other guy's peg and
just like when you rode 2 bikes at once back in the day, pedal bikes.
Yeah.
You ride one, you hold the
exactly
the handlebars, the other one. That's it.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Bag's burning.
My bag?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bag's burning. Jesus, I was sitting low.
Yeah.
I think I ripped my jeans that trip too. Even worse than they already were. Man, I think I was trying to look like a biker or something.
You alright?
Chain out. Oh yeah. I was enjoying life, buddy.
You had fun.
Enjoying life.
I think that was a brand new backpack too. Nice bag.
I got it just for this trip, I believe. Because remember, the other one I got custom made for myself.
Yeah.
And it wasn't very good for.
It wasn't big. It wasn't big.
It wasn't big enough, and it wasn't.
And good thing you didn't bring
secure
that.
enough.
Imagine bringing that, you would have maybe.
Well, I don't know. It's leather and suede. It might not have burnt like this.
Maybe.
This plastic. But yeah, that was where my my smoking accessories were in.
In that pocket.
Might have lit up a nice smoke there on the back tire.
Yikes. Well, I gotta say one thing about you, Johnny. You definitely have a lot of personality.
Cheese Whiz has personality. Remember those commercials?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my.
I think you have a great personality on video. It comes through very well too.
Well, that bike had some personality too.
Yeah, it certainly did.
I had some character. That was definitely different. I remember I went to a literally a billionaire open house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a guy. He's Happy Hippie on Instagram. Shout out Happy Hippie.
I remember that.
He's a great guy, from what I know of him, the short time I met him. But he has every toy in the world, pretty much. He's got car collection that blows your mind. He's doing a fundraiser for the SPCA. That's how I got on his property. You pay $20 admission. You get to check out his cars like a museum.
Wow.
And beautiful. He let you shoot video. And I was about to leave, and he was riding around his property on a quad. And I fired up my bike. This one in the video.
Yeah.
And he rode over. And he was like, "What the heck is this?" He goes, "I've seen some cool stuff, but this is a cool bike."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "I rode from Brantford here." He was in King City.
Oh wow.
Brantford to King City. And he goes, "Wow, that's crazy." I'm like, "Yeah. We have to come check out your collection. You got some amazing cars, and I'm a fanatic, you know." And he was admiring my bike, and I'm thinking, this is a billionaire, but it doesn't matter, billionaire, poor. You can appreciate a good piece of art or a nice piece of machinery. You know what I mean? Like that bike was both.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
it wasn't a very expensive bike. It wasn't like, but it's a one of a kind. I haven't seen a bike like that.
No.
You know, I've seen a few that are similar styling, but nothing like with that exhaust or like,
Yeah.
you know. The only thing missing on that bike, I think, were white wall tires.
That would have been cool.
And that was it. If I had kept the bike, that's probably what I got on next. But that's about it. And this is Collingwood and Albion Mountains.
Yes.
Before the snow on it.
Yeah.
And even in the summertime, it was actually really cool.
It's a beautiful area.
Hiking trails, everything.
Yeah, this is such an amazing, like, region right by, what is it, Lake, no, it's Georgian Bay, right?
Georgian Bay, yeah.
Georgian Bay, and I think there was a smaller bay, I think it was called Wasaga,
Yeah.
and Wasaga Beach is on Wasaga Bay, which is part of Georgian Bay, which is
Yeah.
part of another.
Georgian Bay is probably the coolest water
Yeah.
in Canada.
It's
Like I said, Wasaga Beach is the largest freshwater shoreline in the world, or the longest freshwater shoreline in the world. And like you said, it feeds from Georgian Bay, but Georgian Bay, up in Tullamore area and stuff, like that water is see through. It's almost like you're looking at an ocean.
yeah.
You know, it's beautiful, very clean water. It seems like every year it gets colder and colder
Yeah.
to get in there. I remember going
Yeah.
there like as a kid, or not as a kid, maybe a teenager, and you were swimming like in your shorts, no problem. And a couple years later, you started wearing a wetsuit to go swimming because it was a little too cold.
Yeah.
And yeah, but this shows you how climate changes, man.
It's true.
How the world changes. You're still here, and everything around changes.
Yeah.
Few bikers here. Hello, boys. Top of the morning. Oh, that old school Mercedes. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beauty.
That is. I think that's why I turned over there.
Oh,
Saw
good
that.
call. Oh, yeah, you caught that. Not even the car.
I'm
keeper did it, eh?
I'm pretty sure I said something. I made some like ooh.
That's proper.
Yeah,
Good
it was
job.
lovely. Yeah, so I forgot to introduce you as the Canadian Car Creeper.
Yes, Canadian Car Creeper, aka Johnny. On Instagram. Canadian Car Creeper.
Coming soon to YouTube as well.
Yes.
Link in the description.
Another collaboration.
Yes.
This time we're taking what we learned here,
Yeah.
and we've learned throughout,
And now applying it to cars.
and now applying it to cars. And we can do bikes too. We're gonna review bikes too. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You know?
I would love to. As a matter of fact, I've got one coming out. I did some riding.
Nice.
I'm gonna make the rounds and ask everyone that I know and that knows me well enough and trusts me to ride their bike. I will
That's what I was gonna
absolutely
say.
ride their
The
bike
thing with-
and highlight it.
The thing with
feature it.
the thing with cars versus bikes is, I find that even buddies or whatever, like most people are okay with you driving their car.
Yeah.
Even if it's a supercar,
Yeah.
it's like
You can't.
you know
really,
what, you know
unless
what,
you're-
no problem, go around the block,
Yeah.
like it okay. But a bike, even myself,
yeah,
I don't
true.
think I don't think anybody rode my bike.
I never rode that bike.
I don't think I've let anybody ride my bikes.
I might have
Because
broke that.
your bike's like your woman, kind of like you don't really want to share your bike, like you know what I mean.
Fair enough.
And if somebody drops it, then it's like,
Well, that's
oh my
that,
god,
the dropping is
you know.
the. Is, see,
I find it different. So it might be a little bit harder to get, like if you had like a custom chopper or something like that. Would you really let somebody drive it for a review? Doesn't matter how good a rider they are,
obviously not.
or how well known they are, or how, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't think any of that matters. I wouldn't, if I, honestly, I think that the riding and the videos should be enough of a testimony to my skill.
Yeah, leading, yeah, exactly, yeah, let's stick together. I won't let anybody get between us like they did last time.
Highway 10 was just one little rip.
Oh yeah.
There was nothing
Oh damn.
going on, and then those guys, they didn't want to ride over there, I don't think.
No. Well, they were due.
We got Harley. And a little crotch on these guys. Okay, that's how you ride it?
Yeah. Grab the brown pouch.
I just checked it.
Good. Good, you checked it
I
now.
was gonna do a little intro video.
Holy shit, it's fucking hot.
Oh yeah.
Hey, how are you? Good. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get a video of the Forks of the Credit. Not sure. Came through yesterday, I didn't notice. No. What way are you fucking going? Like, what the fuck was she doing? You gonna run into me? There's a driveway beside me.
That's Grandma Jones from the fork.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, did they tell you about Grandma Jones?
No.
Watch out for Grandma Jones.
I consider myself a good rider, and I pride myself on my riding.
100%.
And that's why I try to do it as much as possible. But I think it's a policy choice. Would I let you ride my bike? Absolutely.
I just remember from like the stickers growing up, like you'd see motorcycles, and like as kids, like we're infatuated by them. We're like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
On my bicycle, I was trying to be the motorcycle, and when you seen a bike stopped or parked and you could get close to it, you would.
Yeah.
And I know it's a cardinal rule. You don't sit
Don't
on a bike
touch,
without
yeah.
asking, or touch a bike without asking. But as kids, 10, 11, 12, 13, even 14, we were sitting on bikes that we weren't supposed to be sitting on, just to and all the stickers I remember seeing, the one time we almost got our butts kicked, let me tell you straight up,
Yeah.
is like the one sticker, and there's a little advisory for explicit language, was if you value your life as much as I value my bike, don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
That's the one sticker that stuck out of my head.
Yeah.
That I've seen the most on a lot of bikes in downtown Hamilton.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they're organized bikers that have the same sticker, or if it just, my luck, I chose the wrong bikes.
Yeah.
But, you don't hop on a guy's bike
No.
without asking. You don't touch the bike without asking. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different than a car.
Yeah. For sure.
And I know I'm my way. Like, I don't mind certain people that drive my car. I won't let everybody drive my car. It doesn't matter what kind of car I have.
That's right.
But on my bike, I was very picky, and I really didn't want to share my bike with anybody.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It was like, it's mine. I ride it. It's set up for me. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just like it's my one thing. I don't like sharing drinks either.
No kidding.
You know what I mean? Doesn't matter if it's with my kid or my wife. I don't like sharing drinks. Period. I hate it. Drives me crazy. So I could see why bike owners might be a little bit more reluctant.
Yeah.
To say, they might say, yeah, review the bike, look it over, but to give it a riding score and everything, you technically need to ride it, obviously.
Yeah.
So, all depends on the owner of the bike.
Here's my criteria. if someone asked me if they could ride my bike, if they are a rider, then I have very little problem with it. The likelihood of them doing something stupid with it. Someone that knows how to ride will be fine.
Yeah,
you
but-
get on the bike, they can get on the bike. You can tell them, okay, it's what peculiarities it has about it. So before they get caught unaware, that's cool. The one thing I would never ever do is ever let someone who doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle
100%.
touch. Like, I'd be reluctant to put them on my bicycle. And that's, if you
Yeah.
ever see every video of stupid mishaps, like, people trying to wheelie or people roaring off and crashing in the yard or whatever, it's people that don't know how to handle a motorcycle. And that's fair. It's a specific skill set that not everyone has. That's fine, but obviously, if they've never handled a bike, then no way I would let them handle it.
I unfortunately have first-hand experience of people with a lot of experience dropping a bike.
Really?
And it's not that was any error on them. Well, I guess technically it was, but when you're on a bike you're not used to, and you're coming down a driveway out of a McDonald's or whatever, and it's a different kind of bump, and suspension is different on this bike, and you know what I mean? Shit happens.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that rider that's really experienced feels like a big horse's because they're on the ground with your bike, and you trusted them because they're a better rider than you.
Yeah.
They've been riding their whole lives, but crap happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, then it behooves the rider to
I'm not
take care of the risk, whatever damage is done.
Yeah, but at the same time, I never when that happened, it was on my bike. It was on my CBR.
Yeah.
And they dumped it coming out of the McDonald's parking lot.
Wow.
Because just they weren't used to it. It was just I don't know.
Yeah, it happens.
It just happened.
But it sounds like a front brake issue and not enough gas.
It was a fluke coming out. There's a bigger bump than expected.
Yeah.
The weight of the bike wasn't what they thought or they were used to on their Gixxer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when it starts leaning, that bike was 400 pounds.
Yeah.
You better fucking lean the other way quick. And when you're going slow, we all know what happens there. You don't have enough momentum to go over.
Yeah.
So you end up dumping it. Thank God nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
The bike was just the fairings that I had to replace. I replaced them. I didn't say nothing, but I trusted somebody else to ride my bike because I had broken down, and I had gotten somebody that I trusted that knew a lot about bikes to come down, and they got it running again, right? And they got it running. I forget what the issue is off the top of my head, but they had it running, and then they were gonna circle the block and see it was good for me to keep riding it, right? And while doing that, they went to the parking lot to do it, to turn around and come back out. And when they came back out, they dumped it. And man, oh man, they felt like crap.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken, but I couldn't express it because I was thankful they came in.
Yeah, and I think
to help me.
If
You
I
know
recall,
what I mean?
it had some
But
kind of specific fancy paint scheme on it, didn't it?
that was after.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was all black. It was just plain black.
Oh, that's
black
good.
on black on black. But because he dumped it, then it got the Red Bull fairings.
Ah, I see.
But I remember this rider here where the horse poop on the road.
Yeah.
And I have no fender and no windshield. Eh? Keep that in mind.
Oh,
and no face mask. But I remember I ran over a piece over there, and then we pulled over. I think we talked about it when I pulled over. Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was all horse dung right there. We
Oh,
saw the Amish cart
man.
go by, and they left the horse dung there, and again, no front fender, no windshield, and that's what you get. That's okay.
Wow.
No extra protein never hurt nobody.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, it's not that bad. I've had worse for more. I've paid more for worse. Well, here's another place where we go side by side. I love these roads.
Yeah.
Where there's not even a tractor coming here. And they're even as screws, see, to me, you're bundled up. You got your jacket.
Yep.
You got your helmet. You got your pants on.
Gloves.
You got your gloves. You got your windshield. You're enjoying your ride, but to me, you're still not 100% free.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I have rode with no helmet and no jacket on. It's nice.
I know.
The first time I rode a motorcycle, I was wearing sandals too.
Yeah, I know.
And it was
I know you've rocked out since then, and this is newbies.
And it was in a country where they drove on the opposite side of the road, so I didn't get that part of the memo because You know, John, when you pull out of someone's driveway,
Yeah, you
you
gotta
roll
go
down the
opposite.
driveway, and which way are you gonna turn? You're gonna turn right or left? You're gonna turn right.
Yeah, usually.
You're gonna turn right, and you're gonna head down the wrong way
you
into
gotta
traffic.
Jump a lane. Yeah. No, and that goes to show you too.
That took me a while to get
we
used
are
to.
newbies here too, right?
Yeah.
So, I brought my jacket. It was just too hot.
Oh yeah, I know.
It was too hot to wear, and I took the risk. I'd rather the road rash over the sweat dripping down my back and my butt crack.
You know, to be honest, this trip was very hot, but I've noticed this year is not that warm.
Especially in the evenings. Cool down quick.
Yeah, in previous summers around this time, I'd be riding with like a vest and a t-shirt because it was hot, and riding on the highway with a vest and a t-shirt, even in that, like when it's that hot and it's it hasn't been that warm.
This might sound like a silly question, but are you allowed to ride topless?
Yeah,
there's no law against it.
Well, I've seen people riding topless.
I know you can't drive shoeless.
You wouldn't want to.
No, I know you're not allowed to drive your car.
You're not
shoeless.
allowed to drive a car shoeless?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
You
gotta have shoes on, or sandals or something. You can't drive with no shoes.
I've driven with no shoes on. I don't do it very often, but fair enough. I did not know that was a thing. You definitely want to have good shoes when you ride a motorcycle. You had nice boots on.
Yeah, those were nice Joe Rockets.
Yeah.
Until the zipper broke on one.
Yeah.
And then we contacted the store or Joe Rocket themselves, I believe. And they were supposed to support another pair. They never did.
That's too bad. They look like proper boots, so they look like nice.
Well, apparently it's a misconception. It's not illegal to drive in your shoes.
I would imagine it's not advisable. Like, I mean,
there you go. Google solves another one.
Depends. I don't know. To me, I've driven with the bare feet, like, because I noticed that, like, when I drive, like, I generally use, like, maybe just my big toe or maybe the first two toes. Like, I don't really press my whole foot on a pedal, brake or gas. You know. So that's why I probably came to that conclusion. I like being barefoot, so.
I would ride like in your shorts.
You want to hear? You want to hear the reason why I don't do that anymore?
Break yourself?
No, I got stung by a bee who flew up my shorts and proceeded to sting me damn near right in the ass.
Oh, I thought the stinger got your stinger.
No, it flew right up the back of my pant leg and just started going ham on the inside of my thigh, you know?
Well, clothed or non-clothed, you got stung either way. I got stung fully clothed too.
Really?
Yeah, remember? I was coming to see you. I was driving on Colburn Street, Brantford, turning to Ramo Road.
What, did it get in your helmet or something?
Well, remember how I said if you see the bug coming at you, it's probably gonna hurt. You know, like if you see a freaking meteor coming at you while you're riding, and it's not moving, and you got an open face helmet, you're taking a splat in the forehead or something, it's gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
But this guy, I'm like, what the heck? It was like out of a Disney movie. And it was a bee, I think a yellow jacket or a wasp, I don't know what it was. It was a bee. And he came flying, and I was like, oh no. And I moved, woo, and he's like, he smoked my shoulder and went up. And I had my jacket on and a hoodie. And he landed in my hood. And he crawled his way down to the back of my neck, and he frickin' machined me. And I just crossed the light, and I was like, ah! Like,
oh my God.
On this little bike, too. I was like, ah! Like, oh my God. What am I going to do? And I pulled over in the parking lot, and my girlfriend at the time, her dad was a trucker, and he was in the truck stop diner or whatever that's there eating breakfast. He came up and he was like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. So I took the jacket off, and sure enough, in my hoodie was the freaking bee, but like he bounced off my shoulder into my hoodie and got me in the back. Just violated me. But yeah, so it doesn't matter. Shorts.
Yeah, true.
Jacket and hoodie, those suckers find a way in.
I think just shorts is not a great idea. Just depending on the bike you're wearing, the bike you're driving, like where the exhaust's situated and whatnot. Like on that bike, you would definitely burn your leg.
Oh, I burnt my leg on mine 100%. I wore shorts one time on my bike. I wasn't even riding my bike. I went to the garage to pull it out.
Yeah.
To my shop, and I pulled it out and I started for the guy that was there, and I had these basketball shorts on. You
Yeah,
know
I
the
remember
material
that.
they're made of, eh?
Yeah.
And literally, I looked down like the shorts were melted to my exhaust, and I burnt my leg. I actually, do you remember? I ordered, I replaced the exhaust.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with the exhaust, apart from the chrome finish had been taken off because my leg, my flesh was melted onto it, and my acrylic shorts were melted onto it, and I couldn't get it cleaned off. I couldn't get it off. You know, I tried to figure it every which way, and I couldn't. I'm like, the only way is to buy a new exhaust. And I bought a new exhaust, and I put it on, so it was a nice, clean, shiny. I think I actually did it for this trip. Because I did it before. I think I bought it for this trip or the trip after this. You know? Craziness. 2 exhausts for no reason, just because I burnt myself on it. And to this day, I still have the mark on my leg.
I don't doubt it.
It'll forever be there.
Yeah.
You know? Could have been worse.
The mark of Susie.
Yeah, Susie.
Yeah, we
Susie the
named
Savage.
our Suzukis.
Yeah, Susie the Suzuki.
Yeah, because I remember it said. I think you came to that name because it said Susie on the ownership for the make.
Yeah,
not
said
Suzu like
S-U-Z-I,
Suzuki.
yeah. Said Susie, and I caught some slack from some people because obviously it's not like a Harley or nothing, but it looks like a something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the keychain that came with it was a Suzuki, like the GSXR logo.
Yeah.
Suzuki, like the, you know.
Yeah.
And I kept the key on the logo, and like everybody could see it's Suzuki dangling. And I had a few people tell me, "Why don't you just take the keychain off that's just dangling, so people don't think it's Suzuki?" I'm like, but I don't care, and it is. Like, I don't care. I didn't buy it because so I could try to trick people that it's not Suzuki. I bought it because the look of it. I bought it because of what it was, because it appealed to me and I liked it. I didn't give a crap what the brand was.
Exactly.
You know, now that I'm looking for something specific, that's not a custom job or whatever. Yeah, I am looking at brands. You know what I mean? I am looking at certain things and certain features because I want it to be the bike that I'm going to hold on for a long time. You know?
Yeah.
This one, it would have been nice to keep this, but didn't have the space, the time, or the money to maintain it and keep it for not ride it. You know what I mean?
I understand. For instance, I probably will not I don't really plan on owning a lot of bikes in my time. Like, that's not really my angle. Like, I do want to ride as many bikes as I can. I don't care to own that many. I will probably not buy another Suzuki. And not because I have anything against Suzuki. I think they're fine bikes. But I probably won't get around to owning another one. Just they don't have that many interesting bikes to me.
As far as a crotch rocket, if you have one in your arsenal,
GSX would be
the
very
GSXR
nice.
is probably the best bang for buck.
You think? Not
But
Ninja?
No, I think the performance and the I think the GSXR just the pedigree of it and the
Fair
background
enough.
of it.
That I would consider.
Anybody that I've known that rides crotch rocket, if you give them a chance of any 1000cc bike, they take the Suzuki.
Yeah.
Without getting into BMW or Ducati or any of those kind of things.
Yeah. Well, what about Honda, though?
I'm talking about the 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yamaha F1, Suzuki GSX-R 1000.
Yamaha R1.
Yamaha, yeah, I said Yamaha R1, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, Yamaha R1, Kawasaki Ninja will be the ZX-10.
Yeah. CBR.
CBR, and then your Gixxer. And everybody that I know would choose a Gixxer. I personally, I've always loved the Ninja.
I would like to try each.
That
would make for a hell of a review.
Yeah, but now when you actually look at what you get, and then the resale value too, like Gixxer's full value.
Yeah, Suzuki's were a good value. That's what I found. Like, price wise, and looks and build and quality, everything was good. I'm just the reason I said I probably won't own another one. I'm pretty much only interested in the GSX-R or the Boulevard M109R. I would love to try driving one. I don't think I'd want to own it. It's basically a V-Rod, but with a Suzuki 1800cc V-twin. Would definitely love to drive one of those. If anyone's got one, let me know.
A Ducati would be a nice ride too.
Yeah, for sure.
I think a Ducati would be like driving a Ferrari of bikes, like when it comes to crotch rockets and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're just, you know, or any of those kind of European bikes, the Biomoda or the Aprilia, the Cagiva, and, you know, the Augusta. any of those kind of bikes are just they'd be nice to ride.
It's a dream of mine to go and try the Mosport.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called, Canadian Tire Motorsport Parkway or something.
Yeah.
On one or any or all of those bikes.
That'd be cool.
That would be.
You see a couple guys on bikes doing the
I
quarter
got
mile.
2 strands of battery.
You know,
left,
but
so
it's not the
one.
same. It's
No,
not like
road
doing
course.
the-
Like, yeah, like
they have a road course here too, where they do the supercars and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not like nothing. They do drifting
Yeah.
here too. They do drift there too,
That's wicked.
but nothing crazy.
So I think I'm gonna wrap this for now.
Sure. It turned out to be pretty good though, bro.
I think it's great.